All right, you guys. Here we go. Bruchim Habayim. Be'ezrat Hashem. Today we are continuing Perek Aleph of Masechet Bava Metzia, Mishnah Bet. Says the Mishnah. Again, we're talking about the ways of acquiring something. Says the Mishnah, Yushnaim rochlim al gabe behema. So again, similar situation. We have two people that are disputing the finding of a lost animal. Let's say this was a cow, it was a donkey, and it was lost. No identifiable features on it. There's nothing here unique about the donkey that somebody can come and say that it's my donkey. Nothing, no name, no tag, no collar, nothing. So this donkey is there for the taking. Problem is, two people come to Beit Din riding on the donkey, right? So Yushnaim rochvim al gabe behema. O she'aya echad rochev ve'echad manhig, or one of them was riding on the donkey, and the other one was leading the donkey. He was pulling it by the reins. Ze omer kula sheli. This one says it's all mine. V'ze omer kula sheli. This one says no, it's all mine. So once again, we have a dispute over the donkey. This one says it's all mine. That one says it's all mine. Says the Mishnah, Ze yishava she'en lo ba pachot michetzia, v'ze yishava she'en lo ba pachot michetzia. This one says, I don't have, this one has to swear that he doesn't own less than half, and this one again has to swear that he doesn't own less than half, ve'yachloku, and they split it. Now the idea over here is that there are a couple of chidushim here. First of all, the general understanding is, in order to acquire an animal, when you lead it by the reins, then you're the one who acquires it. The idea over here is that when you are causing it to walk, that shows that you are the owner of this animal. So over here, you're leading it. You are showing that you are the owner of it. So therefore, it's presumed that you are the muchzak over the animal. The case over here, explains Rabbi Ovadia Mibartanura, is that the guy was leading it. There was one person leading it, claiming that he found it and it's all his. And then there's a guy riding it, and the guy who's riding it is not just riding on top, sitting there and not doing anything, but he's actually kicking it with his legs, causing it to move because of the fact that he's kicking it. In other words, he is also causing it to move. So both of them are demonstrating ownership of this donkey by either leading it or by kicking it with the legs. And that's why we have an issue and we don't know who is the actual owner. Again, talking about when there's no proof, there's no witnesses, there's no nothing, right? So it's just one guy leading it, one guy who's sitting on it, kicking it. Or in a different case, they're both riding on the donkey and they're doing the same thing. So in such a case, when you have a situation like this, again, no witnesses, no proof, no documentation, nothing. So then they both are muchzakim, like we said. Remember that term, guys. Muchzak means that he is the one who has possession of the item. Whoever holds on to the item has possession of it is presumed to be the owner. The problem in this case is they both have possession. And there's nobody who is possessing it more than the other. Remember, if one of them had possession and the other one claimed against him, then we would say that the burden of proof is on the one who's making the claim, because the person who has possession of it is always presumed to be the owner. That's a golden rule throughout this Masechet, guys. If I could ask you guys to memorize one line, it's those words. Hamotzi mechavero, not hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Hamotzi mechavero, somebody who takes out mechavero from his friend. He's trying to take something away from the ownership of his friend, from the possession of his friend. He's trying to say that it's not his, it's mine. So he's motzi, he's taking out mechavero from his friend. Alav hareaya, the burden of proof to prove that it belongs to him is on him. It's not the person who has possession's obligation to prove that it should stay by him. It is assumed that he owns it because he's holding on to it. So the burden of proof is on the person making the claim against him. The problem in this Mishnah is that they both are holding on to it. They're both with possession of this donkey. They're both riding it, or one guy's riding it and the other guy is leading it, and they're both showing that they have ownership. So therefore, we have no other recourse but to say that they both split it, which would mean in this case that they would sell the donkey and then they would take half the money, each one of them. Now, how would we make them do that though? How would we go about it? We would make them both swear that they have no less than half of the ownership of this donkey. Remember that key terminology. Why do we not make them swear, like we said yesterday, I own the whole donkey, and the other one should swear, I own the whole donkey? Well, first of all, the answer is because of the fact that they're not going to get the whole donkey. They're only going to get half. So you don't make them swear for more than what they're going to get. And on the other hand, you can't make them swear that they own half when they're claiming they own the whole thing. So that's why we make them swear. They literally swear to God that they have no less than half the ownership of this animal, and therefore they get half. They split it. Yachloku. Now, says the Mishnah, on the other hand, bizman she'modim or sheyesh lehem edim. On the other hand, if they agree that they are equal partners in it, let's say they say that they bought it together, right? So, or they have witnesses that they bought it at the same time. Sometimes people, not necessarily as a find, it could be they bought it and they bought it at the same time, and they're 50-50 partners. So then no question, we would say that they split it. Then they don't have to swear because they both admit to what happened. Or even if they don't, when witnesses come and clarify for us, which witnesses are considered to be the ultimate in halakha, so the witnesses would tell us that, listen, we saw them buy it together. They're both equal partners in this animal. So therefore we say they split it 50-50, cholkim belo shevua. They divide it without having to swear because of the fact that it's very clear. Either they're admitting that they both own half, or they have witnesses that are testifying to the fact that they both own half, in which case they would both split it without having to swear, because there's no need to swear when it's very clear what exactly is going on. All right, gentlemen, that's today's Mishnah. If we have any questions, bechavod, happy to take them. Okay.
Swear to what?
What?
How do they swear? They swear to what?
They are in court. They take something like a Sefer Torah, and they swear. They hold it in their they hold on to that Sefer Torah, and they swear that I do not own less than half of this animal. Literally, that's what they do.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Chazakim and Bruchim. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Go too.